We're streaming live on Jeunesse Live. So if you speak Spanish, if you speak Mandarin, you can tune in there. We're also live on our Jeunesse Global North America page and our Zen page. So as you can see, I got the superstar herself, the creator of food medicine, one of the greatest nutritionists with me, and we are wrapping up our How to Build with Zen tonight. And we got a special show for you. We got a lot of content that's going to take your skill set to another level. So Dr. Montserrat, are you ready for tonight?
Absolutely, Mark. I am thriving. I'm just so ready to share with you so much information that is going to help everybody else out there to live Zen in the best way.
I love it. Now listen, I'm following this along on our Jeunesse Global North America page. Dr. M and I, we want to walk you through a flow here because January was about living Zen. And then we looked at February about building and sharing Zen. And we're going to take you on a 3-step process. We're going to remind you about why your health matters. We're then going to take you on an adventure around the world, some of the coaching that we've been doing the past week, all throughout to build your belief in the movement, the culture, what we're doing. Because as I partnered with Jeunesse 5.5 years ago, Zen just keeps getting stronger. We grow as a community, as a culture, because there's a shift that happens when you make your health a priority. And then it's going to be a special one. Many of you have reached out to me. I know you reach out to Dr. Montserrat, and it's all about what can you do from the point of once you're living Zen, once you create your story, once your belief's there, how do you address some of the challenges or questions that people come to you when they say, I'm on a keto diet and it failed me. Why should I do Zen? When we talk about, I have a slow metabolism, I'm in menopause, what should I do? Or it's more like, I don't want to take a product. Why do I need a product? We're going to lead you through some of the most commonly asked questions, empower you, educate you to create simple answers so that you can share a message beyond you. You can inspire you can inspire your family, you can inspire your city, your state, your country, the world. That's what this movement is all about. That's what we're doing by teaching people how to love their food and master their metabolism. So before we dive in, Dr. M, what's your thoughts on that? Are you ready to teach that? I know that you've had so many people come to you with this type of training.
Oh, Mark, I'm so ready. It has been my life, since I lived my own transformation. Unfortunately, I didn't have the help strategy or the help program when I did it. So I know how hard it can be when you don't have a GPS, when you don't have a plan to follow. So I am ready to share with you all the tools, all the advantages that people can get just by trying to live the Zen lifestyle. As we said always, it's a lifestyle. It's not like something that you are going to use for a while and then you are going to live it. No, it's something that you can embrace and you can do it in your own pace with your own, with your own background, with your own flavors, with your own culture. Cooking. So it's amazing what you can do.
I love it. So listen, if you're ready, because January is living, February is building, and then starting March, we're doing a countdown. We got some special surprises in North America starting in March, but every other is going to be a how to live and how to build and share. This is about building our culture. If you're ready to rock tonight, if you're ready to take your skill set and empower and change people's lives, I want you to type in the number 100 in the Facebook Live. And I just want to give a shout out. I see Sherry Sharman's on. I love Sherry. Karen, Mary Dial Nelson. We got Joyce John Smith, Mitch Kurtz. We got Hungry in the house, Trudy, Lishun. I love that. Tanya Gustafsson from Canada. We got some health warriors on right now. So let me share my screen, and just a big shout out to my brother Chris Ojeda, who's running the Jeunesse Live tonight. There's someone obviously missing. The one thing I've learned in life, the one thing I've learned in business, in health, all of it, is that change is always around us. Our brother Dre, he's no longer on the show. He's moving on to a new chapter in his life. I love this picture of him. I love his son. And what I want to just share with everyone is that what we've done with Zen, what we've done from a culture, a community, which in essence is really, even when someone starts a new chapter, we're family. Dre's my brother. and I'm going to cheer him on. I'm going to win with him. I'm going to miss him. I know Dr. Montserrat's going to miss him. We're all going to miss him. He's just so damn cute and sexy, and I love that guy. And I love who he is as a dad. I love who he is as a person. But when we talk about evolution, I want us to always really remember that a train is always moving forward. No one is left behind. There's always an answer. We're always creating a brotherhood and a sisterhood together to empower people to live their greatest life. Dre's an inspiration, a celebration, and my brother, this is to just, I want everyone to, if you have a chance, reach out to Dre, tell him we love him because he is the man. Now let's move on when we talk about this picture here. I've shared I'm 48. About living this program, I want you to remember the number 3, and I'm going to ask everyone to type in 3. And when we think about 3, it's 3 steps tonight. Step 1 is that you need to create your own story, your own experience. I've shared this in our videos. I've shared this the past, all of February, that the transformation starts with you. And when we talk about that transformation, you need to speak to people that are living the life that you're living, that you inspire. I look at this picture of me, and this was over the weekend. I shared it in our community. I'm loving bushcrafting right now. I'm loving arrow. Hunter and I started archery. Hope and Abby are going to start that. Hope had her first fire started with a ferro rod. Abby and Hope both used the hatchet for the first time. What I love about this is that backpack I'm wearing is 85 pounds. It can carry up to 110. You add the additional 10 pounds of that Yeti blanket there. I'm all in my gear. We're hiking. We're having fun. This is why my health matters to me. At 48, I'm stronger. I'm fitter. I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. And it's living the life I want to live. And my health is the center of all of it. Because without my health, I'm not with you tonight. Without my health, I don't have the energy to do a call at 8 p.m. Eastern time. When we start thinking about this, I started early today. With my health, I have the energy to be the person I want to be, to focus on that. I want you to own that. When you think about inspiring people, sharing Zen, when I think about a Sherry Sharman, the power of her, we did a call with, we call her Mama Surf Mira, with people all around the world today. And it was inspiring them to launch a 40-person Zen challenge. When I also look at this and I think about, this is when we start thinking about the belief, because once you have your story and you're knowing how you're living your story, you're knowing who you're speaking to, we now need to move to the belief of where you are. Well, the past week has been amazing when we talk about the growth of Zen. Last week it was all about our Jeunesse Live with Europe and the Middle East. And we featured our Hungarian movement, Facebook community 29,000 strong, and doing daily workouts. And my brother, Diamond Director, rolling keys, living the program, sharing the program. When we move into on Monday with Gary and Janine from Adam Gilmer, they're making their diamond run, Emerald Directors. And we talked about a Middle East with Saudi Arabia and Jordan and Lebanon and Egypt. And we had 800 strong on that Zoom, reaching out over, I think, 1,000 on that. We had people live on Facebook, and it was all about empowering people to draw their line in the sand. We then moved in last night, Greater China. Did a whole call with Greater China on our 4-part coaching series. We did 3 coaching series leading up to Chinese New Year, and then we moved right into how to make Zen a lifestyle. And then today, it was awesome. We did our Ukrainian and Russian call. And what I love about Facebook is, when you're having 400 people live with you, when you're getting thousands of views in the same, hours after the call, there's excitement. The reason I'm sharing all of this with you is to keep reminding you about the belief. See, once you have your own story, you need to be able to develop your own belief in the movement and the message you're sharing. See, Zen isn't just about a product. It's not just about a program. It's not just about a community. It's about all of it. It's about drawing your line in the sand and focusing on this. I shared a few weeks ago that Stephanie Sharp-Ward, many of her team left. They moved on from Jeunesse, and that's fine. But Stephanie stayed because of the movement, because of the culture. It's the heart and the authenticity that matters. The movement doesn't end. The movement gets stronger. But you have to first create your own story. Once you live it, once you experience it, you will never forget it. And then you see the power, the belief around that. And then when I talk about our English community, I just love this community. What, 44,000 strong? when we grow every day in our communities around the world of Zen, and it's all about people winning 28 different languages. It's empowering people to live their greatest health, to live their greatest life, and to win forever. Now, first step, your own story. You develop that. We've worked on that. Second step, belief in what's going on around the world. And as I bring in Dr. Montserrat right now, Dr. Montserrat, I was inspired last night with Greater China because we had great two success stories. We had a lady named Annie, who was a diamond director, and then we had Grace, who was an emerald director, and they were both different, and they talked about how they share Zen. But what Annie did was incredible. It started with her. She transformed her body. She then started with her family and then led to her team. And for the past 5 challenges, Zen challenges over the year in Greater China, she gets 40 to 50 new people enrolling in the challenge every single challenge. And they create these team incentives, and they just keep systematically growing. There's the belief there. There's the ability to inspire and lead people. I know you know the importance of your own story and belief. And I know that you do with food medicine and the leader you are. Can you just share with everybody why belief matters so much, and understanding that it's always about starting with you first, because you can't ever answer those questions if you don't have your own story?
Absolutely, Mark. It's very important. And everything starts with the story, as you said. Every message can make a difference, not only in your own life, but in many lives that are out there, and you don't even know that. After that, you have to believe. You have to stand for something that you really believe, something that you have experienced, something that is authentic, something that comes from your own transformation or from other experiences. You have to collect stories around the community, around your team, because those stories are going to help you to evolve. It's very important, the beliefs, because they are going to remind us why we are doing what we are doing and where are we going. And every time that we get lost or tired or exhausted or maybe a little bit distracted, or we lose our focus, our beliefs are going to bring us back to the center, to the focus, and that is very important. After that, you have to start to build up leadership. And that is very important also, because once you have a belief, once you have something that you stand for, it's like your flag, it's like your motto. You need to live by doing what you are saying, what you are predicating. So it's very important, and I think that's the key to keep your movement alive, to keep people more and more engaged, and of course to evolve, to change and to move on and move forward with the changes that life brings us all the time.
Dr. Mantra, I love that. I love how you just systematically broke that down. And what inspires me about you so much, and so many of everyone watching, is just the heart. Doing a Jeunesse live is not, it's tiring. I get tired. Everyone knows about my speech challenges, and I think about what I'm talking about. Whenever I always have my downtime. I put on some music and I think about the stories I want to tell and the inspiration I want to, because what I feel is that when we share a story, we can change someone's life. And that's why I do what I do. I want to change how the world looks at food. We've all have our own stories, with my mom as a chronic dieter, my own personal stories, Abby with her autoimmune. I know, Dr. M, with your own transformation and the difference. But when you believe, when you see people change their lives, when you see people believe in what can be and the possibility of their health, it drives you, it fuels you. And that's why the culture is so important. So let's say right now, Dr. M, that everyone has this, okay? You have your own story, and you also have the belief. And then you're saying, but Mark, I'm still struggling a little bit. So what Dr. M and I are going to do, and don't worry, don't go anywhere, because at the end, Dr. M is going to share her recipe. So I know many people just come for that, but let's get some training in before then. I want to walk you through, like, you're in my office, or like, let's say that you're, like, let's say right here, who's on right now? Renato Torres, I love you, my brother. I love what you post. Let's say Renato's talking to someone and they're coming up and they're starting to ask questions. We're going to start addressing the hottest questions that people ask. So that instills the simplicity, and I want you to hear how I'll answer them, how Dr. M will answer them. So I'm going to do a couple. Dr. M will then share how she'll answer those, and we're going to flow with it. We have about 6 or 7 for you, and then we're going to wrap up with Dr. M's recipes and some motivation. So if you're ready, if you're enjoying this, if you realize you got to live your story and then you need to believe your message, I want you to type in 1,000 right now. Now let me go back to sharing my screen. And I think this image is the best right here. I get asked all the time. Someone just said, I want to go on a water diet. I want to do intermittent fasting. I want to go on a keto. My hair's a little long right now. I'm getting a haircut on Friday, but Jimmy, this great guy who cuts my hair, amazing man, he's an intermittent fasting guy. And I love Jimmy, but I'll be honest, that guy fluctuates 20 pounds every 3 months. He'll rock intermittent fasting, and then he'll fall off his plan on vacation or something, and then he gains a lot of weight, and then he drops it again. And what was going to happen with Jimmy is, because he's in his mid-30s now, is that as he gets a little older, he's going to continue slowing down his metabolism. Because remember, this is a stat that everyone should remember. From 30 years on, every decade you lose 5% of your muscle if you're not balancing your blood sugar, if you're not doing the right things, which is what living Zen. If you're not living PFC every 3, if you're not filling your nutritional gaps, you're in trouble. So when someone comes to you and they say, oh, let's use Sherry Sharman example. Sherry, I love what you're doing. It's amazing. What are you doing? Well, I'm following this program. I'm eating foods I love. I'm not changing a lot. I'm eating smarter. And then I'm using great products to fill my nutritional gaps, and then I have a great community I'm part of. And they say, that seems like a lot of work. And then I'd say, okay, I would then answer and say, well, have you done something in the past? And most likely they say yes. They say, well, why are you asking about me? Well, because I want to transform. And then I would say this, listen, whatever you do, you don't have to do this, but whatever you do, you must answer yes to these questions. Is the program you're going to do based on the science of your body? What I can tell everyone right now, if it's not blood sugar based, because that's how everyone's meant to be fed from their first breath, it's not based on the science of your body. Intermittent fasting, keto diets are gap stops to help prevent or slow down the aging process, to slow down the regression of your metabolism. We don't want to slow down your regression. We want to reverse that. We want your body to be a machine. Number 2, can I do this for the rest of my life? If the answer is no, then you can't do it. And number 3, would you put your child or a teenager on it? These are real questions. So instead of my invitation, once you have your story, once you believe your story, it's not about pushing something on someone. It's about letting people, as you put great energy out, people are going to ask you. I get approached all the time. People who don't never know I'm a nutritionist come up to me and they ask me. So I don't want you to think you need to be a nutritionist. You don't need to be a doctor like Dr. Montserrat. You need to lead by example, because people want what you got. And then what you want to do is then ask them the right questions. And then once they start hearing that, you can then move on. Another great one, and then I'm going to bring back on Dr. M, another great point is body types. We have to keep remembering, if you're someone, and we talked about ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. Remember, a road bike is an ectomorph, someone who can eat whatever they want, never gain weight. A mesomorph is a mountain bike, someone who seems to put on body fat and put on muscle. And an endomorph is that person who looks at food and gains weight. That's what my mom would say growing up. Kind of put in the chat what you think you are. And we talk about road bike, mountain bike, beach cruiser. All 3 bikes can cross the finish line. Some just take a little bit longer. I did a whole segment on Monday with my good friend and super nutritionist, Carrie Lipoli, about menopause. And when someone's in menopause, and we talk about, part of that conversation was if you're 30, if you're a woman who's 30 or 40 and you're not even perimenopausal yet, the reality is that the sooner you start, the better, because the sooner you start, that's what's you're gonna help prevent, you're gonna help minimize the negative challenges that happen with menopause, because you need to stay a step ahead of your body. What's important to realize in these body types is that slowly and steadily, if you're not doing what you need to do, you will start to regress. A 20-year-old might say, I can eat whatever I want and I never gain weight. But we all know that 40-year-old that puts on some weight. Grace from Greater China talked about a lady, but inspired her to take action was a lady who was in her 50s and struggling with her health. Grace in her 30s said, I got to start now. So understanding where you're starting matter. So when someone comes to you, realize that Zen works for all these body types. Find people on your team, find success stories in the community so you can share that. I also want to teach you about understanding your set point. Remember, in a part of your brain called your hypothalamus, you have a weight regulating mechanism, and that's your appetite center. It teaches your body to hold weight or waste weight, hold energy, waste energy. This is all, once again, based upon genetically your body type. But the actions that you do, the decisions you make from pre-adolescence to adolescence to in your 20s to in your 30s to in your 40s, all of these vary. So as you're talking to people, it's important that you have those 3 questions in the back. It's important that you realize that you're casting that vision that wherever they sit right now with their metabolism, that eventually if they don't do something now, they're going to slow down, they're going to regress, their hormones will shift. But you have the answer for them, you have a solution for them. These little tidbits that you have can inspire people, can build belief in people that maybe don't have belief. Okay, before I go on, let's bring Dr. M back on. Dr. M, let's take you, you're working with a client and they're coming to you and you're seeing someone and they love you have an incredible transformation. Let's just take the doctor out of it. Let's just take your passion. You have an incredible transformation. You believe in what you're teaching. You believe in the program, believe in the philosophy of the food and the products. When someone comes to you, talk to me about the questions and how you coach them on body type to help people as they share as well.
One of the main things that I ask them is like, how big are their portions? Because sometimes people that can eat a little bit more, they don't get any impact in their bodies, like the ectomorphos that you were showing. So it's not like they can eat big. Nobody should eat more than the body needs, but they have that ability of eating a little bit more and nothing happens. And on the contrary, maybe people is eating so little, and the first concern that comes to my mind is like maybe the restriction is making their hormones work worse. I mean, get worse. So that is one of the questions. How big is your plate, or how big is your portion? The other question is if they are sleeping well, because if they are not sleeping well, that's another problem that is going to be, they have to overcome it if they want to lose weight. Because when we don't sleep well, the hormones don't work in the way that it should, and the weight loss process is going to be slower, or it's going to be stuck. And the third thing is if they are taking other measurements beyond the scale, because sometimes people just focus on the number at the scale that they don't pay attention how the energy is going. How is the bowel movement working? How is the skin looking? So sometimes the process of getting healthier or even losing weight goes through other transformation beyond or besides just the number at the scale. So it's very important that the people realize that this is a complex process. It looks like, okay, it's very easy. I eat less, or I follow this indication or this diet, or I eat these products, or I consume these products, and the scale is going to move. Yeah, it's going to move, but you have to be aware that other changes are going to happen, and those are even more important, because those are the changes that are going to take you to a longer way.
I love that, Dr. M. And what you said most is about asking questions. So I want everyone just to say that to yourself. Ask questions. Ask questions. I think the biggest mistake, and Dr. M made it perfect here, the biggest mistake people make is that you're excited and you want to start people where you are right now, forgetting that the process that you had to go through to get where you are. Most people, everyone you're talking to doesn't have a story and doesn't have belief yet. You need to guide them in a non-pushing way to do that, by leading by example. And Dr. M made it perfect. How's your sleep doing? What's your portion sizes? And then immediately you can then start leveraging that. If this makes sense to everyone, I want you to type in 1,000 right now. Let me see if this is making sense to you. I love that. Renato just said, ask questions. And Tanya said, there are no dumb questions. It's all about that. Okay, so Dr. M, let's keep it rolling. So this is the big one. Someone comes to you and they say, oh, man, I'm going to cut all my carbs and I'm going to cut my calories. And I want you to see, and we're going to talk, I know you love this graphic, Dr. M. If we can show my screen, Chris, I want to talk about why diets fail. This is a beautiful graphic that you should be sharing with everyone because we've all been there. We get to the point where we can't take it anymore, whether it's January after the holidays, whether it's beach season's coming around. That's why we're looking at doing like a 90-day, like a 328-day cycle run to get you ready for summer for North America and beyond. The whole goal is that you hit something that makes you say, I got to get it off. Scale's too high, mirror isn't your friend anymore, someone says something to you. The whole point is you then panic. You cut your calories, you buy your first diet book, or you buy your second or third or fifth. The average dieter buys a new diet book every 90 days. Let me repeat that. The average dieter buys a new diet book every 90 days. You start cutting, you get results. Diets work for a moment. Your blood sugar starts to drop. Hunger begins to intensify. You start looking better, scale a little more friendlier, and what do? You start reintroducing things. You start justifying it in your mind. You overrelease the hormone insulin, your blood sugar spikes, your body fat increases, and you repeat the same cycle. This is yo-yo dieting. And this is why Zen is way more than just a product. We designed products to optimize your body, but we finalize it with food. I've been in the network marketing industry since 2011. And I tell you, so many people say, Mark, simplify, simplify, simplify. I simplify as much as I can. At the end of the day, making your health work takes work. Just like building a business takes work. You have to show up, but what you get from it is simply everything. And this is why when people transform their body, when they create their story, when they feel that they believe, they don't leave, they understand the difference they're making. And that leads us to why we teach blood sugar. When you look at your blood sugar, and this is the simplicity, if someone's a chronic dieter, you say, imagine this. Have you dieted before? Yes. Then why are you back? Why are you going to do something else? Well, it didn't work. And then I would simply say, well, maybe it's because dieting will never work for you. And I'd go back to those three questions and say, what if I could show you how to eat smarter, still eat the foods that you love, but eat smarter, balance your body, balance your hormones, and not use food to lose weight, but use food to create balance within your body. You'll burn fat, you'll build muscle, and you can actually reprogram your metabolism. What if I can show you that? And then I would just listen. And then this is what you can simply say. And you don't have to show a chart. You can say, well, when are you eating? Well, I'm eating at 7, 12, and 5. Okay, well, I'll tell you this right now. Are you hungry mid-morning and mid-afternoon? You're craving candy, your blood sugar's low. We can teach you exactly in our program to simply eat the foods that you love in the right balance, balance your blood sugar, balance your hormones, and help you ignite your metabolism so you can master your body. So as you age, as you get older, it's not about regressing, it's about progressing. You become better than you've ever been. This is the power. And one more little graphic. This is what happens. I want everyone to see when your blood sugar is stable, your hormones are balanced. I want to repeat this. Your stress is better. You sleep better. You don't have cravings. You released your stored fat, and every pound of stored fat is 3,500 calories. It releases in the bloodstream. It then gets burned in the muscle, and you're starting to transform your body. This is what Zen's all about. It's about igniting that body, transforming you, believing in the movement, believing in the difference, and then sharing it. But the number one root of it is it starts to ignite your body and reprogram your metabolism. Okay, before we go on, Dr. M, let's hear how you talk about dieting, blood sugar, and the benefits of balancing your blood sugar.
Well, I see diets like customs. Maybe they are going to fit you very well for the beginning of the party. But then at the end of the party, maybe you want to take out the mask, or you want to take out, whatever you have in your custom, because it doesn't fit you anymore. You cannot go the following day to your job or to your errands with that custom. That is what a diet is for me. When we think about lifestyle, when we think about a healthy way to eat and to perform the rest of the habits that you have to perform, is a completely different situation and scenario, because you are going to think about building up, about changing and transforming little by little the things that they are not working for you anymore, and you are going to allow to your body to go to dance with with your own metabolism, because there is some moments in your life when you know that maybe some things work better and easier than others. So the exercise is going to be different at the beginning, maybe in your 20s or in your 30s, but maybe you're going to need something different after your 40s. And then also your hormones are going to change. And I know that we don't want to listen the word aging, but part of the aging is also the transformation of your hormones. So that's why it's very important to be aware of your insulin, because the insulin is one of the main hormones that is going to control your metabolism. With other ones, with the rest of the hormones, but I think the insulin is like the orchestra director that we have in our body. So that's why it's very important and it's very effective when you are able to control those levels of glucose and insulin, as Mark just showed in the other graphic. So that is very important too. And this method has it all. I mean, allows you to do that just by following the rules, by following the indications.
Dr. M, I love that. And I love what's really cool is as I'm watching the Facebook Live, people are saying, great analogy, Dr. M. Tanya said, awesome analogy, costume dieting. What's cool is as we start, and Joyce John Smith, what's up, Joyce? Good analogy. The whole point here is that I'll share something that will resonate with you. Dr. M will share something. Tanya, Sherry, everyone on the call, Jody Stevens, everyone brings their different analogies that will resonate. That's why a community, a culture matters, because we all process information differently. But when we're all unified and living something, we bring our own magic, our own specialness to it. So well done, Dr. M. Okay, so we got 3 more images for you, and then it's going to be some recipe time. Let's bring up the digestive chart. This brings in the heart of what Zen is all about. We talk about hormone balance, and I'm going to kind of bring the products in and why we design them. See, for me, I'm a product lover. Products to me will never change your life. I believe food is always your foundation across the board. You always have to have that food foundation, but products done correctly actually will in unison can transform your body, because what products do optimally is they fill your gaps and they help fix where weaknesses may be. For example, let's look at your digestive system. We designed Zen to optimize that chart. I want to be very clear on this. Your body, you are what you metabolize. Your body has chemical digestion and mechanical digestion, and it's very simple. You have 6 essential nutrients. The goal of your digestive system, the goal of your body for energy is to break down those nutrients, protein, fats, and carbs, provide energy, macronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and water, your micronutrients. Break them down to the simplest form. When we look at that chart, Zen Fuse right here was created for 3 main reasons. Number 1, it's a protein fusion. It's a fast-acting and slow-acting protein to slow down the rate of digestion as it enters your stomach, as it goes through your small intestine into your large intestine, so that you're not hungry an hour later. It's a blood sugar balancing shake. That's why we designed it to help balance your body. Number 2, it's PFC. So it's not just protein, it's to me, the best meal in the bag that you can take on. And then the third aspect is all about when we talk about from a fiber and a probiotic to help keep you regular, to avoid constipation, and assist you in making sure that your digestive system is working optimally. So Fuse is balance. It's all about balancing your body, optimizing that. That's why it's a foundational product. That's why it's layer 2 when we talk about the 3 layers of nutrition. Now, what about Prime and Shake? Well, Prime, 99% of what you eat goes through your liver. So Prime helps improve, detoxify, strengthen your liver. Strong liver is a strong body. In addition, when you're sleep deprived, when you have stress, genetically, like Abby's got digestive challenges, just genetically. Her mom, Andrea, had colitis. Abby has IBS, so she has some digestive challenges. She doesn't get the same enzymes. Prime helps give her the enzymes and acids to break down her macro and micronutrients. And then the third thing is inflammation. Look at that digestive system. Look at your body. Inflammation destroys you. Zen Prime helps reduce that inflammation and helps flush out your toxins. So Fuse, the food is first, but then Fuse is all about balance, filling your nutritional gaps. Prime is about digestion. Shape is about appetite. Dr. Montserrat talked about insulin resistance. Well, there's a leptin resistance, and leptin you release, it's your appetite hormone you release, and if you over-release leptin and your body doesn't respond to it, you're never satisfied. A lot of people who struggle with weight are leptin resistant. We created Zen Shape to balance your hormone leptin, and in addition to create a thermogenic environment to help maximize fat burning, but in addition balance leptin so you stay satisfied longer. This is why when you think about why products were created, we didn't just create products to create products, we created them with a purpose based upon a system. Fuse to balance, Prime to digest, Shape for appetite and metabolism, and then Zen Fit, of course, for muscle, amino acid. Now, I know many of you know we are, next 2 days, I'm going to be trying the latest version of our plant-based Zen Fuse. It's pretty special. Our new Zen Fuse, we have a next level Zen Fuse coming, and then we have a new Zen Fit. So they're all, I want you to know that we're always looking at launching new and improved, and we're always cutting edge with that. So wait till you see some of the stuff coming with Zen. But our existing Zen Fit is epic. When we look at Zen Fit right here, it's all about building muscle. Muscle controls your metabolism. So the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism. So this is where we think about how products optimize your digestive system. And that moves into the layers of nutrition. Layer one, we talk about is your whole food. So when someone says, why do I need Prime? You now know that Mandy Chen talked about at Expo. She simply said she did an hour training, and everyone remembers she said that Zen Prime helps detoxify and strengthen your liver. And everyone on her team bought that because they want a strong liver. The point I'm making is know the main benefits of a product and how it works together. It's important that people realize why they need Fuse. It's important they realize it's not a protein shake. It's your best, to me, it's your best blood sugar balance. It's a balancing shake for you. When you talk about Prime, it's a digestion product. When you talk about Shape, it's metabolism and appetite. You talk about Fit, it's amino acids to repair, to keep your metabolism going. But layer one is always about your whole food. Layer two, this is where Fuse comes in. And then layer three, where you're missing it. We know I take 3 Reserve a day. I love my fruit. I shared a picture of the fruit basket, and that fruit basket is shrinking now. I mean, we're eating that fruit. But I'm not eating 14 servings a day. I need my reserve. I need some strong antioxidants to neutralize my free radicals so that I can keep a strong immune system. I love my AM PM, Dr. G and Papa and I, my brother. My PM before Fuse, before beds, gives me the best night's sleep. Waking up every morning to Fuse, AM, and Reserve, and some omega-3s, incredible. So you need those gap-filling foods. I need my Prime for optimize digestion, to turbo boost. I want my Shape. I take my Fit. These are products that fill your nutritional gap. And then just when you put it together, our Zen program is 44 pages. I get sometimes that can be overwhelming to someone new. They need it, but remember, 1%. So simply showing them this. Look, it's easy. How many times are you eating a day? This is what I'd ask someone. Okay, Mark, I'm eating. Jennifer Chen, we did this back at Expo. Jennifer said, Mark, I cannot do Zen like you. I say, you don't have to, Jennifer. How many meals are you eating a day? She's, I'm eating 2 a day. I go, okay. So we're going to teach you how to eat smarter. We're going to teach you how to balance those 2 meals, and then imagine this, drinking Zen Fuse twice a day. Let's start with 4 times a day. Can you do that? Oh, I can do that. Can I do that? Of course you can. The point I want to share is be cautious. Everyone who's living this program, everyone on right now, fired up. But sometimes that energy can be too high for someone. So you always want to find a way to hit someone a little bit above that energy level and bring them with you. Speak to people where they are, be compassionate about their story, and show them that there's a better way. This is what this movement's about. This is what this culture's about. This is what we're doing together around the world. Okay, before we get to recipe, Dr. M, Walk me through right there on when we talked about digestion, we talked about 3 layers of nutrition, and then we talked about how to live Zen. Give me your quick part on that.
Well, I think on the digestive system, like the plumbery on your house. So it has to be working very good. So everything else is going to work in the optimal way. So that's why it's so important. And I love this program, Mark, because it's one of the very few, or if it's not the only one, that is been taking care of that specific point, because that's key. That's the crucial system that is going to allow us not only to get the nutrients we need, but also to eliminate and flush out the toxins that we produce, the toxins that, just by the normal functioning of your body are going to start to accumulate and build up in your body. So that is very crucial and important. And the liver, oh my gosh, it's like the filter of your air conditioned. So you have to change it all the time, even if it's working properly. You have to take care of that, clean it up. And that's why I love the Prime, and I recommend it to everybody.
Hold on, Dr.
Even
M, hold on. Say that again. Everyone listen, that was the best analogy. Say that again. It's your filter of your air conditioner. Everyone write that down.
Yeah, that's your liver. It's your filter. It's the filter of your air condition that is your body. So you have to clean it up, or you have to change it time to time, because we cannot change our liver, of course, time to time. We have to take something like Prime that is perfect, because it's going to clean up your liver, is going to allow it to regenerate, because the liver is one of the organs that it regenerates all the time. So it has to be working very, very clean, and it has to be without any toxins inside in order to do the proper job. So you can recommend Prime, even for people that doesn't want to take any other product from the Zen line, and they are going to thank you for that. And then we were talking about the different layers of the way that we have to build up our routine is very important. It's like a pyramid, but not the old-fashioned pyramid that we used to see in the nutritional, charts. No, it's a new one where your food is your foundation. Is the nutrition is where you are going to build up the same, and it's going to allow you to decide what is the best time, food, portion, and different construction of your diet, depending on your body type, depending on your lifestyle. But that's why Zen is amazing, because Zen is not like proposing or forcing you to have only one way. It's Zen way or no way. That's not our logo. It's the contrary. You can use your Zen product or your Zen lifestyle, and you can adapt it to your daily routine. No matter which one is that routine. That is also very important.
Yeah, Dr. M, everyone's in love with your liver AC analogy. And I think that's so someone says, hey, do you, because Abby's guy's funny because we have our AC and it's in our attic. And Abby's got the filters that she got a week ago, and I need to go change them. So like they're still sitting there. So I'm thinking, oh man, I got to change the filter again, because Abby tells me every day, we're breathing in dirty filters, Mark. Come on. So just think about Zen Prime is the filter for your liver, just like your AC needs it. And tell people, have you ever changed an AC filter? Do you want to breathe in that dirt in your body? I love that. Find analogies that make sense. That's a good one, Doctor. And we're all gonna steal that from you. So look, everyone. That's what we wanted tonight to beat about. We obviously are gonna go to the recipe magic right now. But as we wrap up our How to Build Zen, keep it simple. Heidi Hill right here. She said, I found Zen easy. I love that. Remember, a lot of people find Zen easy. If you already have if you've done nutrition before, if you've lived diets before, it's easy a lot. But when you have people who know nothing, there's so many people out there that don't know what a protein is, or a fat, or a carbohydrate, that they have no knowledge. We have a solution for them. We have to speak to them where they are and then lead them along the path. So the first step is create your own story, which we've done. Second step, believe in the movement, what we're doing, the message. Message is never going to change. Dre's still living the message. Whether he's on these live with us, he's still leading that message. He's still inspiring that message. It doesn't, if someone leaves, or that they're still part of the culture, the movement. And then the last thing is going to be this. Take these simple analogies, speak to people, ask questions, have them share, and then lead them down the path on how simple it can be and how it can work into their life, and create analogies on how products work. I want, before we can bring in Dr. M about recipes, I just want to share, if you say a product will change your life, or you would do this, sometimes people think that's overhype. Simple saying that someone's having digestive challenges or they want a healthier body. Have you tried Zen Prime? It cleans your liver like changing your filter for your AC. Simple stuff like that. That's powerful. That makes people ask questions and opens a door for you. Okay, we're gonna wrap with motivation after recipes, but it's time. So Dr. M, bring us some magic with your food.
Okay, let's bring the flavor to the conversation. I love this part. And as the rest of the program, as the rest of the Zen lifestyle, I've been trying to bring you easy recipes. Remember, this is if you keep it simple, it's going to be easier for you to follow. It's going to be easier for everybody else to understand and to follow it too. So it's duplicable. So that's awesome too. Today we are going to have burger, but this burger is going to be different. It's a tuna burger, which, by the way, you can also make it with salmon if you like salmon burgers. The ingredients for this dish is going to be 1 pound. It's going to be for 2 people, and it's going to be 1 pound of fresh tuna. This, sushi quality tuna, the delicious one. 2 tablespoons of fresh cut cilantro. 2 tablespoons of chopped green onion. Very, very fine, very little. 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger shredded. A half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper is going to give a very, very delicious spicy flavor. Salt and pepper to flavor, and 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. Once we have all our ingredients, we are going to do the following. Next, okay. We are going to put the tuna in a food processor in a slow speed. And if you can pulse it, much better, because you are going to have the pieces, the little squares in the way that you want it. If you want it super mini, okay, you can pulse it more. If you want a little bit bigger chunks, you can just pulse it 2 to 3 times. Then you are going to take the tuna that is already chopped, and you are going to add the cilantro, the onion, the half of the avocado oil, the ginger, the pepper, the salt, and you are going to mix them with spatula until you have a homogeneous and unified mix. Then you can make your patties and put it in the parchment paper in a tray and put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. It can be more than that. And what we are looking for is like to make the mix a little bit more firm, a little bit more solid, because if you put it immediately on the grill or on the skillet, it's gonna open, it's gonna be destroyed. Then heat the skillet for a little with the rest of the oil, and you can cook your patties in the way that you want. If you have at home these air fryers that are amazing, you can put it there with a little bit of oil, so they are going to they won't stick on the tray. Then serve them with a bed of green salad, tomatoes, peppers, avocados, and 2 tablespoons of quinoa or chickpeas. In that way, you are going to have the perfect PFC balance in your plate. Once you have your hamburgers and you eat it, then 2 hours later, you can have your happy hour, which is going to be with the next recipe that I'm going to show you. This is chocolate chip cookies, but Zen fit. So it's not any other chocolate chip cookie. This is the ingredients for this. 1 scoop of Zen Fuse protein flavor, vanilla flavor, 1/3 cup of the almond flour, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of dark chocolate nibs unsweetened, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract and cinnamon to flavor, and 1 small banana. As you can see, the ingredients are all delicious. Okay, then we are going to put the banana. Let's switch to the We are going to put the banana and we're going to smash it with the egg and the protein. We are going to add the powder, the baking powder, and the spices to the mix. Let's put it in the food processor because it's going to be more uniform, you know, it's going to be everything very tight. Then once the mix is ready, you can start to make your cookies any shape you want. You can use the shapers, you can use whatever you want, and put it on the tray. Remember to separate them because they are going to grow a little bit once they are in the oven. You have to be preheated the oven in 350 grades, and then once the oven is ready, put the cookies. No, before you put the cookies there, I'm sorry, you have to decorate them with the nibs, with the chocolate nibs, and then bake them for somewhere between 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the shape and the size of the cookie. Once they are ready, you can take it out, leave it for a while, you know, until they become a little bit fresh, and enjoy it. You are going to love this recipe. Your kids also are going to love it. And remember that the food is not only the way that we nourish our body, but it's also the way that we can share love with ourselves, but with the rest of our family and friends.
Oh, Dr. M, that is power right there. I mean, come on. Chocolate chip cookies, you always bring it. If you're loving Dr. M, if you're loving her recipes, give her some standing ovation in the chat. Now, look, I think tonight it inspired me to see the love on the Facebook Live. I love our community. I love our culture. As we wrap tonight, you know that January is living Zen, February is building. We're back in March. Our webcast Wednesdays, and now we're going to alternate. 1 week we'll be living, 1 week we'll be building, and we'll share new strategies. And starting next week, we're going to bring on one of you every single week. So it's going to be me, Dr. M, and a special guest. So get ready for that. So Dr. M, as we wrap up February with some inspiration, give us your moments of inspiration, and let's try to do it in the spirit of our brother Dre.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be difficult. I miss him so much, and he always was our inspiration. He managed the way to make everything to be, you know, brighter and funnier. So that's the way that we want to live our lives. We want to be the light, not only for our own path, but for the path of the rest of the people that are relying on us, that are following that they feel inspired by us. So I think it's a great responsibility. It's a good one anyway, because nothing better than make changes in the life that the people that is out there needing so much, that to have a, you know, a hope, to have a solution for the problem that is being, you know, battling them all the time for long years. So let's share the world, let's share inspiration, and let's be the example for the rest of the people.
I love that, Dr. M. And I think just building off what Dr. M just said, you know, change is life, and it's okay. You know, I look at like I was talking to Chris O'Hader, who's just a dear friend and running the show tonight, and brother Kyle and the whole team. But I think about Kasaya. We all love our Kasaya. You know, she's pregnant again with her second baby. So change is great for people. I want everyone to realize that this culture, this community, we have a difference to make in the world. So many friends that move on, they find different adventures. We're always still connected. We always share, we always text. So it's not that things have to end. You know, we're part of something that we're inspiring people to be their best. I love the Mary Dial Nelson, who I first met when I partnered with Jeunesse. And she just makes a difference every single day. She has a problem, she has a challenge, she texts me, and then we talk. I love the heart. And that's what I want you to remember. The purpose of what we're doing. It's about changing a life. It's about inspiring people to live their greatest life. And there's thousands upon millions of people who are desperately looking for a solution to feel better, desperately looking for a solution to live their greatest health, and they don't know how. I watched my mom willing to do the work, not knowing what to do. I watched my dad deteriorate and pass away, sitting on his bed by his side because he was led the wrong way about his food and his nutrition. I vowed to myself, I vowed to Abby, I'd never let that happen again. So I want you to always remember the heart of what we're doing, the reason why what we're doing. If you change your health and you inspire people with your actions, the world will change for you. people will love what you're doing. They will be inspired by that. And then you develop your skill set, you improve. You're never going to be perfect. We never are, but we can get better and stronger every single day. So cherish the people that are around you, inspire them to reach for greatness, because that's what this movement, that's what our culture, that's what this is all about. Been an awesome February. We still got 4 more days. I'll be live in the community. I got some cool posts. And then we're going to start our March countdown, our 90-day run to get ready for summer. So come on, North America. Come on, Zen community. We are health champions. Dr. M, what a show, huh?
Amazing. I enjoy it. Amazing. I'm so happy.
Thank you for everything you bring. And most important, thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you for leading by example. See you tomorrow in our community, and we are just getting started. Night, everybody.